guys, welcome to my channel where today we're going to do something a little new. I said in past videos that I'm on a low buy. I'm not going to say no buy because, well, I'm going to buy makeup. There's just all there is to it. But I'm trying not to purchase a lot for the rest of the year. It's kind of a goal of mine to use makeup that I've already have. I purchased so much over the summer because so much came out, or there was so much stuff that I wanted to try that I have yet to try. So today's video, I'm gonna talk you guys through some products that I think either I have forgot about because of all the new makeup that I've been purchasing this year, or maybe social media has forgot about that I haven't maybe seen any creators or TikTokers, you know, those type of people talk about it. I wouldn't say necessarily products that have gone viral, but maybe I've seen them talk about in videos of their own, or just products that are known to us consumers, but it's like no one talks about them anymore. So it's kind of a mix of all those, just pretty much products or brands that have been forgotten about that I own and that I probably have even forgotten about. And we're going to go through, talk about the products. And then as you see, I don't have anything on my face because I'm going to, throughout this video, insert clips of me applying these products to my face so you guys can see them. So if this is a video that you will enjoy, if you like to play around with old makeup and not forget about the stuff that you have in your collection that you used to love, or that you might still love, but you just forgot about them because you've been testing out so much new makeup, as I do for you guys on this channel, then please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to smash that subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of my YouTube family over here, and I'll leave all my socials down below, and I will leave the products down below and links to them as well in case you guys don't have them and you would like to purchase them and try them. I like to link every products that I talk about in my videos, whether they're old products like these or brand new ones. And I will also leave my referrals down below for anything I have referral links for, which is more subscriptions, not referral links to these brands or products. So thank you guys so much for watching, and grab a drink, grab a snack, or grab a coffee or energy drink. That's the drink I'm drinking today. This is a new flavor of the Ghost. It's the sour pink lemonade. It's actually pretty good. I normally go for their blue raspberry one. I've never tried any other one besides that one, but this one's pretty good. Not bad. I think it's a new one too. Anyways, grab something to drink. If you get hungry, grab something to eat. This shouldn't be too long of a video because I'm going to be inserting the clips as well, so we won't be applying to our face. We do have our skincare on and our skin is prepped and ready to go for those clips for you. Thank you guys so much, and let's get to these old products that people, myself, have forgot about. The order that I would apply them to my lips. And the first one we're going to talk about is a lip oil from Lottie London. Sometimes I feel like people forget about certain brands, especially Drugstore. I feel like a lot of drugstore brands or indie or K-beauty brands get forgotten about. I've really been diving into a lot of K-beauty brands, skincare wise and makeup. You guys will at some point see a video of me trying some K-beauty makeup. I have the stuff in my cart. I just haven't purchased yet because we're on that low buy. But this is the Lottie London Oil Sleek and Nourishing Lip Oil. So I would apply this to my lips, as you're going to see in the clip, before I go in with my makeup to help nourish it. I've also applied it many times on top of my makeup. I've also used it at nighttime after I get ready, and then like as I'm going to bed, I'll put on my lip mask. I always put a lip mask on right at bed, but sometimes after I do my skincare, my lips are a little dry from just all the products I'm putting on my face. So I'll go in with some type of lip oil or gloss to nourish it, and that is the Lottie London. It's a really nice, affordable drugstore. Oh, and by the way, this is a drugstore version. I'm going to do the same video for high-end products. So this is all drugstore, with the exception of one product that you can argue that's maybe not drugstore, but I still think it is, especially because drugstore prices are rising. But here's what the wand looks like. So I would say you can definitely feel it's a drugstore brand. It's more of a cheap wand, but it gives, as you can see in this clip, just such a pretty juicy look to your lips. It's not long lasting, so if it's one that you're going to wear throughout the day, you will have to reapply throughout the day. Or if you're going to wear on top of a lip product, you definitely would have to reapply. But I'm telling you, it's so nourishing. It feels really nice on the lips. It gives a juicy look. So this is definitely a product I feel like no one talks about. The product in itself, or Lottie London, I don't feel like gets enough love. I really don't. All right, so then next I would go in with a primer. And that's going to be the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. There's the one silicone-free primer that does it all. I even forgot about this until I repurchased it. And then again, I have forgotten about it since I repurchased it because of all the new products I've been trying. But Wet n Wild, I feel like, is also a brand that kind of gets overlooked at the drugstore. But definitely this product, it's a free silicone. And I want to show with you guys how it looks. And it does such a good job at blurring. So here's what it looks like. And it blurs, and it's really cooling too. It gives you this really nice cooling effect. But see how blurring that is on the skin? It really does do a really great job at just blurring the skin, just giving it like, not hydration. It's not hydrating, it's definitely blurring, but it gives that cooling effect and it makes your skin feel really nice. It gives a nice blurring matte finish to your skin. So if you're someone that likes a blurring primer and you don't like silicones, this is the one to go for, especially if you're on a budget. It's really inexpensive and it's a great product that has been forgotten about as well. The next one is also from Wet n Wild, and it is their Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator. I had this last summer, used it up, absolutely loved it, and then I actually repurchased it for the purpose of a dupes video on my social media platforms, and I love this. I forgot how much I liked this last summer. Well, maybe I didn't like it as much last summer, maybe that's why I didn't repurchase. I don't know, but I like it. Maybe it's also because this past summer I've really gone into the skin tints, tinted SPFs, moisturizers, all that stuff, like the lighter coverage complexions instead of more medium. I've never been a full coverage girl, but I've definitely in the past been more so medium, but I've leaned this summer more towards light complexions. And as you can see, it just gives beautiful, beautiful look to your skin. It's like your skin, but better. I feel like it has a little bit more coverage than some tinted moisturizers or tinted products, to the point that I do feel like maybe a little bit you can see that you've got makeup on, but it looks so healthy. And it's got hyaluronic acid, squalene, it's sheer to light medium. I would say sheer to medium. I would say more sheer to light. I would say more sheer to light medium, not sheer to medium. Like they're saying you can get up to a medium coverage. I find that you can get a light medium type of coverage, and you definitely can get sheer depending on how you apply it. Some of these I do really like to apply with my fingers, and as you see in the clip, I will be applying it with my finger, but then going in with the sponge to just make sure it's all blended out. But it's a really beautiful, beautiful product. So if you're someone that's on a budget and you like tinted moisturizers, but you want one that looks more like your skin and healthy and with just a little bit more coverage than most tinted moisturizers, pick this one up. Great price. Wet n Wild, I feel like, has really been forgotten about lately, and I don't know why. All right, so next, if I'm doing my brows, I would go in with my brows next, and that is my one and only brow pen that I do have from the drugstore. However, I feel like it is forgotten about, and I will say it's never ending. Every time I think I need to go pick a new one up, I definitely need a new shade. This is way too light for me, so I don't use it every day. I don't do my brows every day. I'm trying to get them to grow out on their own anyways, but it's the NYX Professional Micro Brow Pencil. Mine is in the shade, which is too light. You might actually see here in the clip, chocolate. It's definitely not, it's too light. I need a darker shade. I need more, I guess, dark brown to a black shade, because you can definitely see when I'm wearing this, I have to put in a brow gel to kind of fix the tint. It's definitely too light, but it's very much a micro brow pencil. And like I tell you, every time I think I'm out of the product, I'm not. So it's never ending. It's never ending. I've went to go purchase it many times, and then I realize I go to use it, and I still have some. I love it. But it's just a really good, I would say basic. It's got a spoolie on this side. I don't use the spoolie very often. I have a couple of my own. I would say it's a nice basic micro brow pencil at the drugstore that's inexpensive, but it gives a good way to give those hair-like strokes. It looks natural. It's a good product. Okay, and then and then next I would go in with my concealer. Now, sometimes I'll put like an under eye primer underneath or eye brightener, but I don't have any eye brighteners from the drugstore that I feel like are forgotten about. So personally, me, I don't have any, or that I haven't forgotten about. So the concealer I'm talking about is the Sephora Best Skin Ever. And that's why I said there's one product that I guess can be argued that's not from the drugstore. I say it is because I feel like the Sephora in-house brand and the Ulta in-house brand are more drugstore pricing, especially with the drugstore prices going up. Some brands are keeping their prices low. Like I feel like Lottie London's one of them, Wet n Wild. e.l.f. prices a little bit have gone up, but their quality has gone up. So I'm okay with the price increase. Essence prices have stayed low. Like I feel like some brands have been able at the drugstore to keep their prices low, but this is one that I remember I used to hear everybody talk about. I tried it, loved it, raved about it. I still do like it. However, it is one that a big reason why I don't pull for it anymore is there are other ones that I have really been loving. I will be trying out some new concealers. I will be making a pretty big Sephora haul or order, sorry, this month, and we will be doing a new makeups video, and that some of this stuff might be a little late as far as you guys have probably already seen videos on it, and I apologize, but like I said, I'm trying not to be wasteful the rest of this year, so I'm trying not to purchase as much, but I will be doing another new makeup to me / type of first impressions video, and there are going to be a couple concealers in there that I'm interested in. There's 2 of them. So this one is nice. It gives a good full coverage, or it says full coverage. I get more of a medium coverage, but I do have, as you can see, the dark circles. I feel like my shade is a little too dark for me. It's 17.5 in. However, as you can see in the clip, it's really creamy. It blends easily. Very little goes a long ways. And it doesn't crease right away. It eventually will crease if I don't set it. So I do have to set it pretty quickly after applying it. Sometimes, to prevent that, I will apply it to one eye, like you see me do in the clip here, and then I'll set that eye and then go and apply and then set, instead of doing both eyes and then going back and setting. But it is a really good, inexpensive, full coverage concealer. I do enjoy it. It's definitely one I feel like I have forgotten about, for the main fact that I have other ones that I've really been loving, and I feel like society has forgot about as well. All right, and then next I would go in with my eyes. If I don't start with eyes first, it kind of depends on what palette I'm using. If it's gonna have a lot of fallout, I'll use my eyes first, and this palette definitely will have fallout, but more often than not, I go in with complexion first. And so the next thing I will do is go in with my eyeshadow palette, and the Wet n Wild Always Naked, so yeah, Always Naked palette, 100% I have forgotten about, and I definitely think other consumers, other creators have forgot about. I've seen this out there in social media. I've seen this on YouTube many times, and then I just stopped seeing it. I feel like for me, a big reason why I stopped using it is the fallout does happen quite often. I feel like the more you use this product, the more the shimmer shades are used, the more fallout happens. And for me, that can just get really irritating, to be honest. Like, if I'm being real, it just can get irritating. Also, I really haven't been gravitated towards a lot of eyeshadow palettes this past year. There are a couple I have purchased that you guys have seen that I have enjoyed, and both have been from the drugstore. I am going to pick up the Natasha Denona's new I Need a Nude palette, because that's like my color story 100%. And I've never tried one for bigger palettes, but that's a really expensive palette. So I'm waiting to build up some Ulta points, and then I'll use my points. So I'm very close to being able to use points and not having to purchase it with my money. So I will be able to do a review for you guys on that as well. Again, I know it will be late. There's tons of videos out there with that. But if you're someone that enjoys coming to my channel and watching my content, then I hope you don't mind some of these products will be a little late. Or if you just like seeing, like me, I will go and watch some videos, but I watch videos from different types of creators, different creators that are in different age groups, different skin types, things like that, so I can get a good feel on different people, you know, like there's room for everybody in this community. So if you're someone that likes to watch a bunch of different videos with even the same products to get other people's different opinions, because everything works different for everybody, everybody's going to have their own opinion, then please watch these videos. But yes, this is a really good option for the drugstore of a nude palette. You've got your lighter, your lighter nude shades, your darker nude shades. You've got some light shimmers. You've got some glitter toppers. It really is a pretty palette. It's just something that I have pulled away from for the reasons I gave you. And again, I haven't really been into a lot of eyeshadow palettes these days. And honestly, a lot of times I'm just throwing some shadow in my crease of like a bronzer and call it good anyways. But this one, I feel like out of all of my palettes has 100% not been used as much, been forgotten about. And I feel the same with the community out there. All right, and then we're gonna go in with our mascara, and that is the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. This is still relatively new. It came out over the summer, I believe, and it was very hyped up. I talked about it. I love it. I love it for a more no makeup, natural look. It doesn't give a ton of like in your face look to your lashes. It doesn't look very glam. It definitely looks more natural. I did a dupes video with it, with Benefit Lash and Roll, and they definitely, I say, are a dupe. However, I feel like it just stopped being talked about, and I still really like it. I just don't reach for it as often because, again, there's other ones that I started using, so I forgot about this one, to be honest. I don't have a ton of mascaras, but there's definitely other drugstore and high-end mascaras that I've purchased, I've used, I've loved, so I've gravitated towards those more and just kind of forgot. It has that natural curved type wand. It's got the longer bristles and then the shorter, like longer bristles right here. Let's see if my camera can focus. And then the shorter bristles on this side. It's a pretty wet formula. I would say I have other formulas that are wetter, but it is still pretty wet even after it's been open for a few months. So I don't think it's a formula that will dry out as it opens. So it stays wet, but it gives that nice natural look. So if you're looking for just a basic, natural, inexpensive mascara, reach for this one. Get this one back out there and talked about because I really think it's a beautiful mascara. All right, now we're gonna go in and we're gonna talk about the powder I would use to set under my eyes. Again, it's Wet n Wild. It is their Bare Focus Clarifying Finishing Powder. I have mine in this shade. It's Fair Light. I have this in a light medium shade and it was way too dark. I decluttered that and kept this one. It's a pressed powder, but it gives such a beautiful, as you can see, I hope you can see in these clips. I apologize if you can't, but you should be able to. When you get it on your skin, this shade at least turns more of a translucent shade, but it's not like white, but it really gives a nice matte. It blurs your pores, it sets down your makeup. It looks really good on your skin. It doesn't look too powdery as long as you don't go in with too much. There was a couple of times I went in with too much when I've tried it out in the past before I've used it, and it can look a little powdery at that point, but it is a really good, inexpensive, again, Wet n Wild is a brand overlooked. I really, really believe that. And it's a really good, inexpensive powder, and it does a great job of blurring, does a great job of setting. My makeup doesn't move, my concealer doesn't crease when I use it, so I highly recommend that powder, especially if you like a pressed powder. All right, a few more products, and then we'll be done, you guys. So the next product is going to be a cream bronzer, and that is Makeup Revolution, and it's just their cream bronzer. There is no actual name. I don't honestly even feel like this is one that was forgotten about as far as social media platforms. I really never saw anybody talk about this. Every so often, like if someone was making a video here on YouTube, I would see someone saying, this is comparable to Makeup by Mario, for example. It's been compared to. Or if you like a very emollient bronzer, or if you need a drugstore emollient bronzer, go for it. Like I've seen those types of comparisons and talked about type of videos, but I've never seen like it actually talked about. And that's why I think this has been forgotten about, because it is a beautiful bronzer. The shade is great. It's so creamy, very, very emollient. Like a little bit goes a long ways, you guys. Like you really don't need very much. And as you can see in the clip, I barely tap my brush in because, I mean, you don't need very much. Just look at that. Look at that swatch. It's got like a little bit of a shine to it, but it's more of a matte bronzer, but it's a great undertone. And I feel like as long as you don't use too much, it's very beginner friendly because it's easy to blend. It blends in very fast, very quickly. It's a really, really, really great bronzer. Sorry, ultra cream bronzer apparently is what it says on the back. And mine's in the shade Light. It's a beautiful bronzer, inexpensive from the drugstore, and I don't feel like it's talked about as much. So I want to get it out there into the consumer, creator, YouTube world and pick it up. It's a great brand. I really like Makeup Revolution as well. And then to set that is the ColourPop's, their pressed bronzers. It's just their matte bronzers. I have an Avilia Beach. I feel like this wasn't really talked about as much either on networking, on social platforms. I did see it here and there talked about from other creators, but not as much as I expected it to be. I feel like maybe some people are pulling more away from ColourPop, and I am one of them as well. I'm not one that's trying a bunch of stuff from them. I have had them send me a few products, but I haven't personally went out and purchased stuff from ColourPop in a while. And there's been a few things that I've enjoyed from them. Like they have their new cream bronzer stick. I really do like that one. I think it's comparable to the Rare Beauty. I think I'm gonna do a comparison shorts type of video on my social platform of that. So definitely make sure you check out my Instagram, check out my TikTok. I have those listed down below. Those are the two I'm on the most for social platforms. So those are the only ones that will be linked down below. But this is a really nice basic matte bronzer. It blends out really well. It's not patchy. The shade is a lighter shade, but it has a really good undertone. It's more of a neutral undertone. And I really feel like it just does a good job on its own, but really a good job at setting down a cream product. I'm just surprised it wasn't talked about as much. All right, and then for our blush. Now, honestly, when I did my decluttering, I told you guys I've kind of geared away from the e.l.f. putty blushes. They just aren't ones that I'm pulling for as much as I used to out of all the blushes I have. I have so many blushes, high-end and drugstore. But I was keeping this for video purposes. And as I was thinking about products that I'm not using as much, or I'm not seeing others talk about as much, or products that aren't viral anymore, this was definitely one that just kept going to mind for all those categories. And it is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blush. Now they have two different types. They have a matte and a luminous. I pulled the luminous because I feel like the matte putty blush is like a cult classic, but that has been forgotten about a long time ago. The luminous version is a little bit more new, and it was very hyped up on social media. All the creators here talked about it, and even I really liked it when I first tried it, but it just became a point that I've tried other blushes, whether it be cheaper than these or even more expensive than these, that I do enjoy more. And I feel like as these sit, they do dry out a little bit more than I like. Now, obviously I'm putting it on my face today, so these are definitely ones that have been forgotten about. And a lot of these, well, all of these actually, I do enjoy. This is going to be the only exception of one that honestly, I probably will only use for purposes of videos. Now, you might like it. You might like it. And I love luminous looks, like definitely do. And when I'm swatching it, see how it's just very pretty. But as I'm swatching it, it feels still creamy, but when last time I used it on my face, it was just a little too dry. So that's going to be the only exception of a product where I wouldn't 100% say I recommend you going out and getting. Unlike all these other products, I highly recommend picking up. Now, you might like this, so I don't want to steer you away from purchasing it. If you're someone, I feel like the biggest thing is as it sits, it dries out. That's the biggest thing for me. So then it's not the best. It doesn't imply the best. But again, if you're someone that doesn't make content and you're just looking to buy products and just have a few products, you would probably enjoy this because it is a beautiful finish. When I first got it, I loved it. I used it a lot. But again, I steered away from it because I'm always trying out new products for you guys, always testing new products for you guys, always purchasing new products. So if you're someone that's not a content creator and you're just a consumer, I think you would be, and you just have a few products or you just want a few blushes in your collection, unlike me who has a ton of blushes, you probably would be able to get through this before it could dry out, to be honest. So that was my biggest complaint. It's not a bad product, but yeah. All right. However, the one that I'm going to use to set on top of it is the NYX Sweet Cheeks Matte Blushes, and this one is in Rose and Play. This is so pretty. As you can see, I used to use it all the time. Again, I forgot about it. I actually don't see anybody on social media talking about. I've never seen anybody talk about this blush. I've never seen videos on this blush. I probably have mentioned it from time to time in a video, but I've never done strictly a video for it. But it's such a pretty blush, you guys. The shade is beautiful. I hope you guys can see that. There you go. The shade is really pretty. It's a soft matte. It's not super powdery. It blends really well. It's a good product to set a cream product with. So I highly, highly recommend. All right, our last two products are lip products. And the first one is the Milani lip liners. They're understatement liners. I feel like these are understated. I feel like no one talks about these. Very few people I've seen bring these up in videos. They're so creamy. They last such a long time. And they're retractable, so there's no need to sharpen, and they're just such a beautiful shade. I have a couple of them. I definitely need to pick up some more, but this one is in Nude Entrance, so highly recommend that. I don't see anybody talking about it. And then the last product is the Flower Beauty Plump Up Gloss Stick, and I have mine in Toasty. This has been comparable to the Tarte's Juicy Maracuja before, and that's the only time I've ever seen this product talked about, and I've even forgot about this from time to time. I have used it more, I would say, than some of these products here, but I still do forget about it. I'm almost out of it. I can't really click it up anymore, but it's a really pretty gloss. I don't really feel the plumping effect, and I don't really see that it plumps, but it's got this beautiful glossy juice look to it, and I do think it is comparable to the Tarte one. I don't think it's as juicy and wet as the Tarte's Maracuja ones, but I kind of like that because those ones, I really do like the look they give on your lips. However, they get very, very, very messy. And if it gets too hot in the room that you're storing your makeup, they can get melty. This one doesn't melt and doesn't get messy. So I highly, highly recommend that one. All right, guys, so that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video and this style of video. Hopefully in the clips you could see everything. I really do feel like these products are good, with the exception of that e.l.f. Luminous blush. But again, like I said, if you're just a consumer wanting to have a few blushes in your collection, you would be able to get through this, I feel like, before it dries out. But other than that, these products really are wonderful. These brands are forgotten about. These products definitely are forgotten about. So I wanted to bring them back to light, and hopefully others see these products and they pick them up and you guys enjoy them. If you did pick up any of these video or products, or if you have any of these products, please comment below and let me know your thoughts on them as well. I always love to hear from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll be back here very soon. Bye.